Hello. We're starting off the video here because I'm going out with some friends and I'm like, okay, let's just film and not a podcast episode because I'm in the mood to yap, and y'all know I'm a yapping queen, okay? So I'm in the mood to yap. And today we're gonna yap about social media pressure. And social media pressure goes beyond, and I think one thing that I heard this week that kind of just confirms that I would like to talk about this is I heard that in Australia they're banning social media for anyone that's under 16 years old, meaning like you have to be at least 16 years old to create an account. And if I'm not mistaken, most social media accounts, you have to be at least 13 to create the account and like run it. But people be having accounts for their little 4-year-old kid and be like, oh, it's ran by mom, blah, 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 blah. I think in Australia, all that's raps. Like, it's raps. It shouldn't be ran by anybody. Like, you're not representing nobody type stuff. And I think that's an amazing idea. And I heard they're trying to do that in America. And I think that is so freaking smart. Because I think right now, I feel like the way that people look at cigarettes in the 2000s or the 90s, cigarettes are seen as like you're doing crack cocaine. I believe that in the next, I want to say in the next, how long should we give it? Less than 10 years, there's going to be studies that come out and show how unhealthy social media is and how it can literally like ruin lives. Like if you're not up to it, it can ruin your life. Like if you're a child, you're not ready for the social media lifestyle, it can ruin your life. And I think the one thing that one of the first things I want to talk about is the fact that I know people say, oh, social media is a highlight reel, blah, 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 blah. But sometimes it can seem like what people are posting is their real life. And for some people, it actually is. Like some people, whatever they're posting, that's how they're living it. But for the most part, I want to say 95% of people, it's a highlight reel. They're posting the good moments. So as a teenager as a human being that is on there, most people have an unhealthy relationship with like social media and scrolling. I want to say, check your screen time. It's somewhere between, if you're good, maybe 6 hours. And it's probably somewhere between, on average, maybe 8 to 10 hours, 12 hours if you just be on your phone all day. But, and probably more. I genuinely feel, and y'all already know my hair is not going to be, I'm just going to be yapping and it's going to take me forever to do my hair. But as people that consume social media, you consume it all day. You would think like, oh, I'm watching this for 8 hours, then this is surely how some people's life is for 8 hours of the day. Do you get? And because you're just seeing highlight reel, good thing. You know what I mean? And I think that genuinely messes up our heads. It messes with people's heads. People, I think at one point, maybe for like for 1 year in the social media realm, it was trending to sort of be relatable, like to be very real, to just step away from that perfect Instagram aesthetic, like that Instagram feed, blah, 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 blah. But there was still some element of, I don't want to say shallowness, but like there was still some element of, you still got to look put together though. You still got to look perfect. You still, something about you still has to be different for me to want to actually be invested in you and like watch what you're doing with your life. Because if social media was really about like, oh, let's all be relatable and post our dirty rooms and post all our acne and post, our spoiled food that we're eating, then maybe everybody would be famous. I'm not saying I do any of that, please. But it's just like, at one point, that's the kind of things that I was seeing trending. Like, Oh, she's real. Da, 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 da. Actually, my room do be dirty. I'm not even gonna lie. But I don't feel like showing that. You know what I mean? That's just, you know. But that was some people's pee. Like, that was their brand. And that's what repelled them into some kind of stardom. And in my opinions, once they get that little stardom, they don't become relatable anymore. It's a fact though. Like, you know, once you cross a certain part, like once you cross a certain income threshold, well, I think I heard something like the average American income is what, 56K? 56K? Do you know some people make 56K in 6 hours? You know what I mean? So once you've crossed English. Once you've crossed the threshold of what the average person is making, you're not part of, I don't want to say the 1%, but like you're not part of the, let's be generous, like you're not part of the 10%. You know what I mean? And that's not a lot of people. So it's like, okay, you still have that audience, you still have, you know what I mean? So it's like, and a lot of young people, our brains, like, when I say young people, I mean like high school. A lot of young people, their brains are just susceptible to like believing everything that they see on the internet. Like they want to be like this person. Like this is who they look up to. And one thing that I'm low-key starting to realize as I like get older and like talk to people and hear about their life experiences is that not everyone grows up in a household where their parents are reasonable. You know what I mean? Like their parents are not parents. They're not doing the job of a parent. Their parents are not teaching them life lessons. Their parents are not there when they have questions about, you know, certain things or the way certain people act. Their parents are just not there. So I don't blame these teenagers and high schoolers and whoever. I don't blame them for wanting to look up to these random influencers as, you know, a role model. Because people don't have parents these days. Parents, like being a good parent is rare. It's seen as like, oh my God, like you're so lucky. Yo, that, I'm so sorry, but I don't think that's cool. Like, I don't think that should be normal. That like, or it should be rare that you have good parents. Because that in turn is just like, it ruins things. And I think on that argument, people say, well, the influencer is it's not your parent. Like, they shouldn't be, you know, the role model for your kid. You should be the one raising your kid properly. 100%. But, like, it seems like for the most part, based on my research, y'all tell me if you think something different. But based on my research and just my understanding on talking to people, it doesn't seem like people have good parents. It doesn't seem like people come from good households. I don't know. For example, at one point, like, let's make it personal now. At one point, on Twitter, or was it Instagram, on just the social media platforms, I was always seeing people posting, like, their apartment with the holding the keys, or they're posting a new car and holding the keys. I was like, hey, me too, I want. Like, me too. I want what they have. You know what I mean? I want exactly that keys that they're holding. And to an extent, it can be motivational. But also, it's like, I don't know what they went through to have to get that apartment, or how they really got that apartment, or, you know what I mean? You just don't really know the real the real truth when it comes to anybody's lifestyle. You think people just do things the right way and, like, you know, everyone just follows the rules. Honey, you would be mistaken. There are so many dodgy things that people do in this life to acquire what they post online, and you would think, oh man, I can't do it. I'm not good enough. Baby, they're not good enough either. They did something that's so immoral that you wouldn't even think. And hey, immoral, that's what's the word? Subjective. But it's like, they probably did something that you wouldn't even think to do. And on the other hand, in that kind of situation, they probably went through something that you wouldn't want to go through to get that thing that they're posting. Okay, for example, let's talk about someone that's well known. Seems like her life is, I don't want to say perfect, but you know, her life is good compared to the average person. Kim Kardashian, amazing businesswoman, amazing mother. Seems like, you know, she's really mastered social media and celebrity culture. Seems like it, right? Well, she clearly has, in my opinion. Anyways, Kim Kardashian, it's a very public thing. It's a very known thing that Kim Kardashian's dad passed away when she was, you know, what, in her teens or early 20s. I don't remember exactly. But her dad passed away, and, you know, she's now going to be a lawyer. She's going to law school because she wants to be just like him or just follow in his footsteps, stuff like that. And I think about that, I'm just like, oh, wow, like, you know, that's so cool. That's so, like, admirable. And look at the way she's turned out or whatever. And now it's like, if somebody were to tell me my life could be exactly like Kim K's, the business, the brand, the deals, the money, the cars, the everything, all that has to happen is for my dad to pass away, I will tell you I don't want it. I don't want it. My dad to pass away at the same age that I don't want it, baby. I don't. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, would you really trade your life? Like, and maybe some people would. But, like, think about it. There's certain things that, obviously, these are the things that we know in the public. There's certain things that could be going on in her life that are even worse, that we just never knew. We just never come to light. So it's like something like that. Would you trade a family member for the lifestyle of somebody that you see online? Not somebody you know. Somebody that you see online that you don't know the full story. Would you trade? You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, when you put things into perspective like that, it's really like, honestly, you then realize that, okay, everybody has their own journey. I have my own journey. I have my own story. Your story is already written by God. Nobody can change your destiny, in my opinion. But you can do some things to alter your destiny. But that's a topic for another day. But nobody determines, no human being determines your destiny, in my humble opinion. But yeah, I don't know, like, I genuinely think that social media right now is a case study, and there's not enough data to show you how harmful it genuinely is, especially to young people. It's like, you know, there's a reason why a lot of older people just kind of stay off of social media. And y'all, I've been off social media. Like, I usually just go on there to post, and maybe I'll catch up with some people, or maybe not, I'm just really, really, really bored. I'll just scroll a little bit. But for the most part, I don't really be on there. I'll be on Reddit. I'm now a nerd. But I'll be on Reddit, and there's a question that I saw recently, like this Reddit thread, and this guy like put a topic out, and he was like, what's something that you've changed that drastically improved your life? And this person commented deleting social media, and so many people like upvoted it and commented about it, and they were like, yes, oh my god, I agree with you, blah, 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 blah. And it's so true, y'all. You guys, I don't know how I told you that I got a iPhone 16, and I got this phone to pretty much help me with my social media addiction, basically. And I was talking to somebody one time, and I was like, yeah, like, we're talking about a comparison or whatever, comparison. If you know me, I usually like would feel that comparison, you know, I don't want to say spirits, but I would feel that comparison energy. And ever since, like, I just like slowed down my consumption of social media, that I almost basically forgot it. They were like, oh, like, how has it been? Like, you know, have you still been comparing? Wait, I was like, wait, what? I didn't even realize, like, I don't even do that. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even register, like, because I'm like, I don't even know what's going on in people's lives for me to compare myself. I don't know what's going on in your life for me to compare myself. I'm on my own journey. I'm focusing on what I like to do and what I like to post and who I like to talk to. Do you get? And yeah, so I think whenever you free yourselves from the shackles of trying to copy and paste somebody's life, you just your quality of life just increases. It just improves. Because I genuinely don't think we were ever meant to know this many people. We were never meant to connect this far and this wide. Like, I will say that, like, I mean, that's a different topic for another day. I was gonna bring up the fact that, like, social media has really helped me, obviously with my business, but helped me meet people. A lot of my good friends, I would have never known them if I didn't do social media. I'm just like, I think about that, I'm just like, dang, okay, you know? And a lot of experiences that I've had, I would have never had these cool experiences if I didn't do social media. So I'm just like, okay, there's some positives to this P, but at the end of the day, I still think it's highly, highly important to not be pressured to be like anybody else or want something somebody has. It's literally something that I also just recently like understood in the Bible is there's a commandment that says do not covet, meaning like don't want something that somebody else has. Like that's hey, like, and you know that there's a popular, like, not a joke, but it's like a prayer. It's like, oh God, I've seen what you've done for others. Can you do this for me? Now I'm starting to think like, is that a good thing to say? Like, does God like hearing that? Like, oh, Lord, I've seen what you've done for others. Do the same for me. I don't know. I need to talk to somebody about that. I need to talk to one of my church friends about that. Oh my God, I haven't been to church in a long time. Or my life group at church. I don't know. I need to talk to one of my Bible friends about that. Because it's like, it's literally a commandment. Like, do not covet. Do not covet your neighbor. I think it says do not covet your neighbor's wife. Like, don't want what your neighbor has. Don't want it. Because you have your own destiny set out for you, basically. Is what he's trying to say. I think going back to the topic of, like, being relatable, there was a point where people were trying to do that relatable thing and, like, show you what job what the hell is going on? They're trying to show you what job they were working at. They're trying to show you, you know, their day in the life of going to work. I did that once. You know what I mean? But now it's more of a absolutely not. I ain't showing you that. You know what I mean? Like, nobody doing that no more. So it's just like, I really don't know how to describe it. And my thing is, like, I promise y'all, once you get to the place of, like, finally, oh my God, I'm gonna achieve, like, what this person has, like, once you actually kind of achieve it or something very close to it, something happens when you're like, this is it? I don't even want this anymore. Like, this is what I've been admiring for so long. I'm going to give y'all an example, and I hope this doesn't bite me in the butt. But at one point, I don't know if you guys remember whenever, like, hair reviews would be trending on YouTube or on TikTok. Like, it was, like, the thing, like, you see the girls changing up their hair every week. You're seeing the girls, their hair is looking put together. And it used to be like, oh my God, can I at least get a wig? Like, oh my God, I want a wig. Like, y'all, I want a wig so badly. And then, I mean, that's how it kind of was for me. Because it's like, oh my God, I want to be changing my hair every week. I want to be getting my hair done every week. Then I got to a point where it's like, wait. Hair influencers started to get tagged as hair influencers. So these people should start to get tagged as hair influencers. So these girls, they realized that they weren't getting brand deals outside of hair, and it wasn't a thing anymore. It's not cool anymore. Have you guys, I don't know if you guys were on TikTok or we were on TikTok in that era. It was a thing. Like, you couldn't scroll a day without seeing somebody getting their hair done, getting a new wig, And you're like, damn, I want to get my hair done. And then there was some kind of shift. I think it was this year. Maybe like earlier in the year, there was some kind of shift that was like, I don't want to be a hair influencer. Like, I just want to be like live. I want to, you know what I mean? And then, so tying it back to me, at one point, I did want to like get all these wigs sent to me. Like, oh my God, a stack of wigs sent to me. Like, please, yes, I will review it. I will do it for you. Y'all, it got to a point where I started to get these emails. Hella hair companies emailing me, can I send you a wig? 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 And I remember I finally responded to one. I was like, okay, fine, I'll try this one. Y'all, I got the wig and I was like, oh my God, I don't even want to do this. It's like, what the heck? Like, this is what I've been, a whole full free wig. And I was like, ew, I don't want to do this. Like, this is not me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is not me at all. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, it just made me realize something I'd like damn near admired. I wanted for so long. When you finally get there, it's like, okay, relax. This isn't even what you really want. Like, this isn't what, like, this isn't, I'm a freaking fashion designer. Why do I care about wigs? You know what I mean? Like, if I had the same wig all year, I don't. If I had the same wig all year, what's my problem? What is my problem? Do you know? Like, so it's like, please. Like, I started to basically covet what other people had. Because of what? Social media pressure. Say it with me. Say it with me, choir. Social media pressure. I was coveting my neighbor's things. So to be honest, I can confidently say that I have gotten to the point where I don't really want what y'all, like what other people have or what other people see as the pinnacle of content creation or all that. Like, I don't really, like, for example, oh my God, another thing that's just so relatable to me is, and I'm pretty sure y'all can relate too, the brand trips. At one point, I used to see brand trips on my page all the time. I used to be like, oh my God, I want to go on a brand trip. Oh my God, can somebody invite me on a brand trip? Blah, 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 blah. And I haven't been invited on a brand trip. But I sat down and thought about it. I'm like, wait, do I want to be invited on a brand trip? Or do I actually want to throw the brand trip or the brand event or the brand dinner? You know what I mean? Like, I have a freaking business and it'll be damn cool for me to take out my favorite influencers on a trip one day or take them to dinner and have a, you know what I mean? That's what would make me happier as opposed to looking at other people's lifestyle and one, like, baby, I don't really, let me not buy myself in the foot, but it's like, I would rather spend my money and spend my time on my event and publicizing it and marketing that. Do you get? I really don't know why I'm doing all this makeup. It's not that kind of place, child. Sidebar, I hate going to eat out with people straight hungry. Because I'm going to start eating like a dog and you're going to be like, she don't have food in her house. Like, I would literally cry if somebody thought in their head like, she eating like a horse. She don't have no food in her house. Oh my God, I would be mortified. Okay, moment of truth. Child, I didn't do nothing to his hair. Ooh, that lace looks a little white. We're gonna put some concealer. Not too much though. Foundation, not too much. Okay, I don't remember where I was at, but I think another thing I just want to bring up is that at this age, early 20s is what I'm gonna say. I'm like, yo, I wash my brushes. I feel so good. At this age, I feel like there's so much pressure to have it figured out. And I'm not gonna lie, like, it affects me too sometimes. And this isn't even like a social media thing. It just is like a life thing. It seems like the previous generation and previous generations before this current generation, it seemed like at our age, my age, they had to figure it out. My mom, at my age, she was basically engaged, ready to get married. She had me when she was 26. I'm 24. Not a prospect in sight. I mean, there's always going to be a prospect in sight. Like, I'm a bad bitch. But it's like, not a prospect in sight. You know what I mean? It's just like, nobody proposed to me. I don't have no boyfriend. So, IDK, I really don't know. Like, I don't know. Are y'all feeling what I'm feeling? Like, sometimes it just feels like, and okay, let's remove that marriage to Pete. Having money. Having hella money. It seems like everyone has plenty money. Like, it doesn't end. Like, it doesn't end. Like, let's say your goal in life is to make 100K a year. When you get to that 100K a year, you'll be around people that are making more than 100K a year, and you're like, wait. This my 100K I have right now is beans. Like, the 100K is not good enough, because think about it. When you don't have money, you don't really go on. Let me give you an example. When you don't have that much money, you don't go on vacations. So when you're not on vacation, you're not really seeing that many rich people. You're just in your normal communal area. Alright, you start getting a little bit of money, 50K. You book a vacation 2 hours away. Okay, you're around a different environment and different kind of people. They usually are around making the same amount of money as you. Okay, cool. Let's say you finally get to that 100K. You're like, oh yeah, we're going out the country now. We're going on a fun trip. Like, life is gonna be good. And then you just buy the cheapest room, like, at the hotel, because, hey, like, you still want to have fun. You still want to eat. So now that you're in the cheapest room in the hotel, you're like, hey, people are making plenty money for them to afford the room in this hotel that's $10,000 a night. So now your 100K that was like big money looks very itsy bitsy tiny, like nothing. So you're just like, oh my goodness, oh my god, I need more. It doesn't end, y'all. It doesn't end. So it's like, in my opinion, I believe it's important to set goals for yourself that don't involve the reaction of others. And let me explain what I mean. Like, a goal that doesn't involve, let's say, oh, I want to, a popular goal, I want to hit 100K subscribers. Baby, you can't control that. You know what I mean? You cannot control that. But let's say a way to reframe that is, I want to post 30 videos in 6 months. Okay, that's on you now. You know what I mean? That's on you. Whatever happens, happens. So it's like, when you reframe your mind to think like that, all the pressures of social media, the pressures of other people, it's like, at the end of the day, you're doing your best. You're doing what you know you can do. Do you got it? So yeah, I don't know. That's just how I see life right now. And that's just how I see, I don't know. That's just how I see things currently. Okay, so my camera overheated and died. But to sum this video up, what I'm trying to say is that social media pressure needs to disappear. It needs to be banned. It just, y'all, we need to be more stronger mentally in order to actually be successful in life, and not look up in the next 5 years and like, where's time gone? I was chasing somebody else's life. You know what I mean? So this is your sign from Danny, your friend, to don't believe it. There's you're okay where you are. There's no pressure. Do what you want to do and what you wish to do in this life. Do not let nobody pressure you to be anything other than what you actually and who you are made to be. Okay? Bye. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and comment and like. Bye.